Group show. Now, Michele, you teased that you had a 5-year outlook at real estate, which is, do you have a magic crystal ball kicking around or something?
Yes, and it's called the crazy amount of people, professionals involved, all coming together and doing their due diligence and surveys and to come up with the report. So RE/MAX has come out with this report just this last week. It's called Unlocking the Future, 5-Year Housing Outlook. And I have it available. I'll put it on my website if anybody wants to go on the website. I'll have it there on the homepage by maybe Monday. Otherwise, you can just email me or contact me for the report if you would like it. But it goes into detail. And I'm going to not obviously read the whole report, but the executive summary. So, Unlocking the Future, the economic chapter, is a 5-year outlook on Canada's housing market, developed by RE/MAX Canada in collaboration with CIBC Capital Markets and the Conference Board of Canada. The report examines how the country's housing market might respond to specific scenarios between 2022 and 2027, such as interest rate hikes, annual immigration volumes, and taxation, and explores how these factors may impact Canadians' capacity to buy, sell, and maintain their homes in a stable manner. Subsequent chapters, which will be released throughout 2022, will consider the influence of climate change, the statues of on-premise work with technology on Canadian housing leading up to 2027. As the second quarter of 2022 approaches, many volatile factors are in play. It's from inflation to rising interest rates and a war in Europe that will alter economic conditions in the short and long term. Based on specific, plausible, and confirmed scenarios, exploration within this report focuses on how policy decisions could affect Canada's housing market over the next 5 years. I know that Richard and I are meeting with our wealth management gentleman next week to discuss all the things that are happening in the world and his take on things and what that looks like and his professional advice on things. And so it is a good idea to kind of have a look at your life, of what you have, of the assets you hold, the equities you have, and what life looks moving forward. And always good to be prepared, as I always say.
That must be so weird for the wealth management guy to have a musician come talk to him about wealth management.
And you know what? Everybody needs that. And you don't even know that you need it until you actually speak to these professionals. And then they start asking you questions, and they pull out of you things that you didn't even know. And they help you focus. And then they help you have this positive change to be able to, get your dreams to come true and everything. So it's amazing.
I can hear it now, Michele. Your portfolio is great. The real estate's going well. I love these rental properties you have. Richard, for the love of God, do not buy any more guitars.
I know, right? Unless it's like Elvis Presley's or, some investment guitar, right?
Yeah, that's an investment guitar. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not.
Yeah, like my pink paisley, I'm like, oh, yeah, it's like the one that Burton played with Elvis Presley, but it's not the one, but it's like the one.
Exactly. But then he had to go buy his own paisley guitar, as I recall.
Yeah, blue paisley. like we need another paisley guitar.
You can never have enough guitars, in case Richard's listening.
Although I would like a wall of paisley guitars, one in every color.
That would be really cool, actually.
That would be cool wall art.
Well, you just got to buy cheap knockoffs and paint them.
Yeah. Okay, that's smart.
Yeah.
Okay, now who's got the good ideas? I'm going to run with that. So pragmatic policy across interest rates, immigration, and taxation could deliver a stable, albeit expensive, Canada housing market through 2027. This is some insight in this outlook that they have here. So RE/MAX Canada launches Chapter 1 of Unlocking the Future 5-Year Outlook Report. And so you definitely want to go on and check it out. But you want to see the key takeaways. That's what I think I'll share here. And the key takeaways is the interest rate increases at a reasonable schedule of 4 times a year. It would create a stable and more relaxed housing market over the next 5 years. Also, current immigration policies focus significantly on accepting new Canadians on the basis of their economic and social capital characteristics. That is, for example, education, French English language skills, and previous Canadian work or study experience. However, the policy could be more clearly linked with national labor market demands, especially related to construction trades, potentially addressing housing supply issues driven by skill shortages. And the third key takeaway is, while the deployment of taxes such as the foreign buyers tax has been front and center over the last 5 years as a tactic to calm Canadian housing market prices, removing the exemption on capital gains for principal residences could have a greater impact on market disruption. So, according to a Ledger survey commissioned by RE/MAX on this, the report, it's over the next 5 years, it explains, and it says that taxation is 50%, rising interest rates, these are the concerns, 46%, and the possibility of an economic recession, 42%, rank as their top 3 worries when it comes to buying a home. Thinking ahead 5 years, 37% of Canadians say they preferred community would be suburban, while 30% want to live in an urban environment, and 27% say rural, which is quite interesting stats. And 61% of Canadians agree that real estate is the best long-term investment they could make, which they don't see changing over the next 5 years. Interesting information. However, rising property-related taxes is 64%, rising interest rates is 58%, and a possible capital gains tax is 55% of people are the factors that cause barriers or concerns when it comes to buying a home in that time frame. So this report goes into detail, but that's really interesting stats on people's worries, people's concerns, what they're focused on. So those are the key takeaways of the report.
Very interesting stuff, and a lot of it, really does make sense, and that things that will definitely should affect the housing prices around here. But let's face it, the prices, I've been hearing for 30 years that the prices are going, they have to have maxed out. They can't go any higher. They can't go any higher, and they do.